In this video, we're going to take a look at how to use the Roblox joint system to create a revolving door. In this case, we're going to use hinges and attachments, which are going to allow this door to spin. Now to start off, I'm going to move my door outside of this building so that I can see what I'm doing a bit easier. I also have this small part at the bottom of my door, which is going to act as its base. I'm also going to move that a little bit away from the door itself, again just so I have a little bit of room. Now let's talk about how joints work in Roblox, so we can understand how we can rig this door up. Joints connect two parts together and define how these parts can move in relationship to each other. In this case, we're going to use a hinge, which lets two parts spin. To make a joint, we need to use the Create tool, which you can find up here in the Model tab. Clicking on this arrow shows the different types of joints we can make. In this case, we want to use a hinge. Now, we can click on the two parts we want to connect. In this case, I want to make sure that I'm clicking on the top of this base part and the bottom of my door. Notice how this makes two little green spheres with a line connecting them. Now these spheres are called attachments, and they say where on the part the joint will be connected to. Each joint needs to have two attachments to work. Now between these attachments, we have the constraint. You can see as this red line. The constraint determines what kind of joint will be created. In this case, we have what's called a hinge constraint. Now this constraint will force these two attachments together and will allow them to spin. So if we move our base next to the door again, and then move the door back into position, we can try it out. Hit play, and we'll push it with our character, and now we can see that it's going to spin as expected. Now keep in mind, when working with joints, you should try to use as few joints as possible. It's tempting and intuitive to put a joint, say, on the top and the bottom of this door, but it's actually unnecessary in this case. Hinges are designed to spin smoothly and not to wobble, so an extra hinge would just be redundant and could actually lead to some stability issues. The general rule of thumb when working with joints is to keep your contraptions as clean and simple as you can make them.